Hello, and welcome to Daddy's Dishes. Today we're going to be doing Marciano 2-cheese tomato sauce with Sicilian Italian sausage. Start off with 3 Italian sausages with the casing off. Move them around and get them cooked on medium heat. As soon as they're fully cooked through, go ahead and take a slotted spoon to transfer them. Set them off to the side. I'll generally go ahead and try and drain as much grease and fat from the meat as I can, and then you just let them sit off to the side, and you're going to add them in the sauce later. I always go with San Marzano style tomatoes for this sauce. I start off with one 28-ounce can, and what you're going to want to do is just take the whole tomatoes out and then crush the tomatoes using your hands. Uh, be careful when you do this because it gets a little messy. You might want to make sure that you wear an apron or something like that so you don't get these all over your clothes. After you get all the tomatoes in there, go ahead and follow it with the rest of the can of the sauce from the San Marzano tomatoes, and then go ahead and pour in a 28-ounce can of tomato puree. I'll always go ahead and pour this in, and then I'll stir it with a wooden spoon. I tend to only use wooden spoons when I'm cooking spaghetti sauces because I feel that the metal spoons actually give a little bit of a flavor to the sauce that I don't like. After you mix the sauce around a couple times, get it thoroughly mixed up, go ahead and follow it with about a 3/4 cup of your water that you've already mixed in your tomato puree can to get the rest of that puree out of there. At this point, I heat up about 2 teaspoons of olive oil. I prefer to use a Dutch oven because you don't have any issues with sticking. And then I put in a whole red onion that's chopped and minced. Just go ahead and start sweating it down. Now you can feel free to use white onion, yellow onion, whatever your preference is. After you get the onions sweated down for a couple minutes, go ahead and mix in your garlic. What I'm using here is 6 cloves of garlic, but if you're not a huge garlic fan, you might go with 3 to 4. Just really depends. This is just to your liking, to your preference. Sweat that down for about another minute, and then you're going to go ahead and add in your crushed red pepper. For this recipe, I go ahead and use 1 tablespoon of crushed red pepper, and you're going to give it, a little bit of more heat, maybe turn it up to about medium high, maybe high, and then pour in your white wine vinegar. What I use here is 1 tablespoon of white wine vinegar, and that basically you want to cook that vinegar taste off, but it really gives the sauce just a little bit of a difference. I also put in some anchovy paste. You are probably just going to want to go with 1 teaspoon. I do about 1.5 because I prefer the taste. Don't be scared. Try this out. You're not going to taste the anchovies in the meal, but it definitely adds something special to the sauce. I've tried it with and without, and I can notice a difference. Give the anchovy paste and the crushed red pepper a little bit of a mix. Cook it down for about another 2-3 minutes. You're going to want to start to reduce your heat now to about medium-high, medium, and then go ahead and throw in 1 tablespoon of Italian seasoning. So this is just your basic Italian seasoning off the shelf. Feel free to use whatever you want. It's going to have a little mix of rosemary, basil, oregano, so on. Cook in your seasoning for about a minute or so. Doesn't take much time. You can skip that if you want to and just go straight to putting in the seasoning and put it in the sauce, but I like to take my time. At this point, I'll go ahead and add the sauce back in. Be careful when you're doing this because, as I said before, this stuff is going to splash. It's a little bit of a thick consistency right now, and we're going to actually add a little bit of water here soon. Give it a couple turns, and then you're going to want to get ready to go ahead and put in your Italian sausage. So at this point, we're going to take those 3 Sicilian Italian sausages that we cooked and put by the side earlier, and we're going to go ahead and add those in. Fold them into the sauce, continue to give it a couple stirs, and what we're going to want to do is get this up to about a medium-high heat, and then after we're done with that, we're going to go ahead and reduce it to a simmer. At this point, I'll go ahead and put in some salt. I like to put in about 1.5 teaspoons. Salt, pepper, oregano, all those things, the garlic. It's all really to your taste. These are just basic guidelines, folks. Go ahead and try what you like. Try it this way the first time, maybe with the exception of as much anchovy paste. Give it a go and then tweak it from there. This is your recipe too. At this point, I'll go ahead and put in about another 1/2 cup of water, and then I'm going to sprinkle in a little bit of sugar, so about 2 pinches of sugar, and this really just helps back off some of the acidity of the tomatoes. Here's the star of the show. This is why it's called 2 cheese. We're going to use a 1/4 cup of grated Parmesan cheese, and then we're going to use a 1/4 cup of grated Pecorino Romano cheese. Go ahead and fold that into your sauce, and now we're moving towards the home stretch. Fold it around a couple times. You're gonna get this to about a simmer, and you're gonna just let it cook for about 25 minutes. Um, right after you put in the cheese, go ahead and follow it with some chopped up Italian parsley. This is really up to you if you want that in there or not, but I think it adds a little something special to the dish. And here we are, the final product. Ah, ooh, everyone's excited. Yeah, it's good. You feel free to use it with, the sauce with any noodles you want. It's up to you, folks. Here is the list of ingredients. Go ahead and run these down. Go out to your local grocery, pick all these up, and try the sauce for yourself. I think you'll be pleasantly surprised.